So the main goal today, as I said, is not overload the attachment. Whether we are on tooth or we are on implant, because attachments are only to retain prosthesis. They are not supporting the prosthesis. Specifically, in this situation, we have two routes in our model. So we are placing, first of all, the direct pivot. We have to cut the residual root according to the shape of the ridge. So it's perfectly round, no sharp edges. First of all, we are making the post space. So use the thin drill. We want to put the spherical attachment, the lowest possible. So we reduce the overall leverage. And we gain more space for the prosthesis. This one is in the right position, but this one has a little bit to go. Use the brush to clean inside because powder can be trapped inside. When you finish the post space, make some undercut by tilting the drill this way and this way. So the cement or the resin, that is the thing that we are going to use, gets trapped under the undercut and we prevent decementation. I would prefer to drill the post. Okay. But in this situation, we don't have the tools to drill the post. So we are drilling the root. Next step is to make the post retentive. So we are going to make some scratch on the smooth surface of the post to increase the retention. And we are going to use this burr. So we need to make just some scratch, not to weaken the post, otherwise it can crack. So prepare the powder and the liquid. We are not using cement, but we are using resin to fix it. It's more convenient for the hands-on session. Chair side, we are going to use the dual curing cement, light cured and self-cured. So if you can choose, don't put it like this, vestibular, but put it more lingual. Also be sure that the sphere is perfectly cleaned. Otherwise the retentive cap, the directional ring will not fit. Now it comes to understand the directional ring. They are like wedges. So there is one flat part, that is this one, and one angulated side, that is this one. You have also these two bumps that corresponds to the highest peak. The flat part, not the angulated one, goes to the attachment side, root side. The angulated side goes to the retentive cap side. So in case your pivot is not perfectly perpendicular to the occlusal plane, then use the directional ring to reline the retentive cap in the right position. That means perpendicular to the occlusal plane. So to adjust, just rotate the directional ring. Don't forget protection. A good idea is to put the protection between the directional ring and the retentive cap. Otherwise, the directional ring can get trapped inside the resin. I'm cleaning out some resin because it's interfering with the directional ring. We have to take care of every single symptoms of this because that means that we are overloading the implant. You can use fit checker, silicone, powder or occlusal indicator. This is the fastest and more precise tool. If you use like fit checker, you have to wait setting time. So if you repeat this procedure, and we are going to repeat this procedure like 5 times, 6 times, multiply per 6 the setting time. So if it is 4 minutes, we have 24 minutes of waiting time. Metal box. So place it on the tip of the tester or inserter and then press it inside the metal housing. Maybe it's better to press against something. Check the vertical dimension of the patient and try to find out if there is any movement, any wobbling on a pivoting point. We can do the toothpaste check. So put a small amount of toothpaste on top of this. And then check. Remove, and you have. So there are false indicator and true indicator. Like false indicator is when you put the denture, you can touch accidentally the toothpaste. So recognize it. This one is a false indicator, but these that are on the bottom, that is the top of the retentive cap, they must be drilled out. In this way, we can drill out exactly the right amount of resin that we need. Not too much, not too little. We could have obtained the same results by drilling a lot, so without any stain of toothpaste. But we would have weakened too much the denture. Repeat the procedure. So, 3 indicators: vertical dimension, wobbling or pivoting or fulcrum point, and toothpaste check. Now we are ready for relining. So first of all, clean out all the surface that has to be glued one each other. Specifically the holes that we have made to host the retentive cap, and then clean the retentive cap. Specifically take care of cleaning out the grooves. With a liquid, pattern resin liquid, we are going to wet the denture to open the chain of the polymer and make it more reactive for the new resin, to be glued by the new resin. We have to be sure that our denture is not gluing to the model. So we have to put separating medium all around on the washers, especially on the model. Everywhere we suppose that the resin is going to flow out, with the only exception not put separating medium on top of the retentive cap, because we want them to be glued. Separating medium must be put around, not inside the hole. It's better to do 2 small holes to let the excess resin flow out. Not too big, otherwise we weaken the denture. Not too small, otherwise the resin will not flow. So we have filled the hole with the resin, and we are waiting for the consistency. When it loses its shiny aspect, it's ready to be relined. And then we reline, and ask the patient to close tight and wait for the complete hardening. The resin out of the mouth hardens faster than the one in the mouth. So better to wait 2 minutes, 1 minute more than remove it and it's not already hardened. In the mouth, to help yourself to extract this, it's helpful to use the crown remover. Hook the denture here and just 1 or 2 shots and you remove it immediately. In the end, remove the washers, remove the directional ring, then clean out all the excess resin around so we don't have any contact between the hard resin and the root. And we have our denture perfectly relined without any overload. We lubricated around the hole so it's easy to remove the excess of resin.